left until the much-anticipated Twilight movie hits theaters. But the overwhelming buzz surrounding the film was clear last night at the world premiere right here in Los Angeles. Hundreds of fans camped out overnight just to get a glimpse of the stars as they walked the red carpet. From the red carpet right to our studio, Eddie Gathegi and Rachelle Lafevre are here to catch us up on everything Twilight. Eddie, let's start with you. That premiere, was it as crazy as it looked? I heard that they were trying to drag you or something like that. Tell us about it. What's it? Who dragged you where?
I know, it was sort of a whirlwind.
Were hands laid on you?
Together. Yeah, there were some hands laid on all the actors. It looked crazy, but you actually had to be there in order to get the full effect because I think I only have 70% of my hearing left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Shrieking was coming from mostly teenage girls or grandmas in there too?
I'm surprised.
Yeah, there were a lot of mothers. I saw more men than I expected.
Yeah.
A lot of guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So what do the fans say to you, or what do they ask you? What do they want to know? Because there's such pandemonium about this film and about specifically your characters, because you two are two of the three bad vampires.
Yeah.
Do you catch a lot of heat for that?
No, I think the
They like it.
are kind of cool.
Yeah, you guys are the cool vampires.
Yeah,
we're
naughty.
the danger, we're the excitement. You know, it's when you meet our characters, that begins the last act of the movie where there's tons of action. And I think people understand that, you know, we are the conflict in the movie and they're looking forward to seeing what we do.
Right. So what do the fans say? What did they say to you last night?
Oh, I got my first bite request last night. I forgot to tell you. Rob came back with all these stories of how fans were like, "Will you bite me?" And I thought, "Oh my God!" And I told somebody in an interview, I think the day before, I was like, "But nobody ever asked me to bite them, so it's cool, you know." And so I think maybe
How did you respond? What did you say?
I just said, because it was funny, because somebody had just asked me, can I get a hug or something? And they told us not to lean into the crowd, and I didn't want to get in trouble. And I was like, I'm not allowed. And then somebody went, can you bite me? And I was like, I'm not allowed.
All touching is all.
Exactly.
But seriously, we have not seen this kind of pandemonium with the pre-ticket sales, the media, the billboards plastered everywhere around Los Angeles. I feel like I see pictures of you two, and you two are on the billboards.
That's fun.
Every block.
Did you see buses?
Yeah,
There's buses now. I was on the way to premiere, and a bus drove by my face.
Your face.
What was that
You can see
like?
your face clearer on the bus than on the billboard because it's closer
Right,
to
you've
you.
got that great red hair. You guys look
Well,
very...
Mary has these amazing dreads cascading down.
Yeah.
Fascinating. I like that.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, is it wild for you? You guys were at Comic-Con, right? And that gave you a little taste before the premiere.
Yeah.
That was the first semblance of what this thing could be when you had 6,500 fans in Hall H just screaming their heads off. That was the first time that we'd experienced that.
Yeah.
So it was that moment where I thought, I think we're in for something.
Yeah. Do you feel any pressure? Because I saw in one of the packages earlier, Rob was saying that his first thought in the middle of all that was, basically, I hope I can live up to it, because if they don't like what they see, if the reverse is true, this is going to be hairy.
But he was also in the unique position of auditioning for a creature who was, like, you know, described as being like the most beautiful thing that has ever been on Earth.
No pressure there.
No
That's
pressure.
a big deal.
He had a great description of it. He said he didn't even want to audition because he felt like it was sticking your head out the car window to get cut off. You know?
Pretty
He's like, how do you even show up for an audition for somebody that's described that way? You know? He was like, I was embarrassed to even walk in the room.
Pretty much. That is a lot of pressure.
But that's our self-deprecating Rob.
Yes. So it was great working with him, and he was he kind of how you saw the character? Because there was a lot of pressure for that role, like you said.
For me, reading the books, I'm a fan of the books too. I read them all, and then Breaking Dawn as soon as that came out. Rob is the perfect choice for Edward Cullen. Like, that's who comes to my mind when I read the book. And I think he's just like the perfect casting choice.
Excellent.
He's sort of got vampire features. Like,
He does,
in general,
yeah.
off camera.
I know.
He's kind of striking in
He's
that
got
way.
those cat eyes, and he
Yeah,
looks
and
like
ethereal bone
Yeah.
structure, like chiseled. And
the jaw.
yeah, and a little scary because you need that, right, to be a vampire.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your characters. Let's talk about Laurent, Eddie. Tell us what we can expect from Laurent, and then we'll get to Victoria.
Well, Laurent is, you know, one of the bad vampires, but we're careful about how we use the word bad. I think that, you know, it's better to classify them as just traditional vampires as opposed to the Cullens vegetarian vampires who feed off of animals to sustain themselves. I'm bad only because I haven't evolved in the way the Cullens have evolved. I still kill humans, so I'm dangerous.
Right.
But my character's got more of a moral compass than let's say James.
A blood-sucking vampire with standards. I love that.
Exactly. A sensitive bad guy.
A sensitive bad guy. But Victoria doesn't have well, she's more of the I will suck the blood from humans, no problem, right? Tell us about Victoria.
So Victoria gets often called, again, the same thing, evil and bad, because, of course, she stalks Bella and Edward for the second half of the film. But I didn't see her that way at all. I think you're exactly right. It's just top of the food chain. It's just, everything that's not as strong and fast as you is immediately prey. And when you're a vampire, I think that's basically everybody. Everybody, everything.
You can compare with that, right?
Yeah, so the world is kind of like your buffet. And I don't think that needs, necessarily like moral classification. I think that could be, amoral.
The world is your buffet. How can you get any better than that? Eddie and Rachelle, thank you so much for coming in.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
It's wonderful having you, and I can't wait to see the film. I'm excited.
Thanks. You guys have given the film a lot of support, actually. So thanks for all the coverage and everything.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. Twilight opens in theaters nationwide this Friday. Hollywood 411. We'll be right back.
Undead have never lived so large. Tell him to avenge you.
Welcome to Twilight.
Big movie premiere is staking out the set of the fall's most anticipated movie. Did the forbidden on-screen romance bleed off-screen?
Yeah, it's definitely some kind of connection I have.
Plus, we're on the red carpet at the world premiere. Big movie premiere Thursday, 8/7 Central on TV Guide Network.